Foreign dignitaries are arriving at Tokyo on the eve of former Prime Minister Abe Shinzo's state funeral. About 700 foreign officials are attending the service over the coming days. Japan's current Prime Minister Kishida Fumio is scheduled to meet with some of them, including U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris, and the leaders of Vietnam, India, Australia, and South Korea. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau cancelled plans to visit Japan after a powerful hurricane struck his country. Meanwhile, intensive charity measures have been put in place. About 20,000 law enforcement personnel have been deployed at the central Tokyo venue, the Nippon Budokan. The US and South Korea have started joint military exercises in the Sea of Japan. They're strengthening their defense capabilities and staying on alert for any provocations from North Korea. The drills involve an American strike group led by the nuclear-powered aircraft carrier USS Ronald Reagan. The joint exercises are expected to run through Thursday. North Korea criticized South Korea for working with the US to beef up deterrence. On Sunday, Pyongyang launched a short-range ballistic missile into the Sea of Japan. North Korea also appears to be preparing for the launch of a ballistic missile capable of being fired from a submarine. Toyota Motor has become the first Japanese automaker to end production in Russia since the start of the invasion. Operations at the firm's plant in St. Petersburg have been suspended since March due to supply chain disruptions. The firm will now provide assistance to about 2,000 employees. The officials also say they will not sell new car products in the country but will continue providing after-sales service to existing customers. Authorities in Thailand will lift most coronavirus restrictions on October 1, including a state of emergency that's been in effect since 2020. They pointed to the rising vaccination rate and declining number of serious virus cases. They say overseas arrivals will no longer need proof of vaccination where a negative COVID-19 test. They also say a visa-free period of stay from countries and territories will be extended from 30 days to 45. Thailand had about 40 million foreign tourists a year before the pandemic. The number of arrivals in 2021 was only around 1% of that amount. A Chinese court has sentenced a former vice minister of public security to death with a 2-year reprieve. The charges against Sun Legion include bribery. China Central Television says the court in the northeastern province of Jining made the ruling on Friday. It found Sun guilty of receiving about $91 million in bribes between 2001 and 2020. He was also convicted of illegally possessing 2 firearms. Observers say the government is purging former senior police and judiciary officials who have been critical of President Xi Jinping. The move is seen as an attempt to consolidate power ahead of the Communist Party National Congress in October. 3 former police chiefs of Shanghai, Chongqing and Shanxi province were convicted on charges including corruption earlier last week over allegedly members of Sun's political group. Hong Kong-based journalists were surveyed about press freedom in the territory. 97% of respondents believe it has declined since Beijing introduced a national security law in 2020. Ratings of the Press Freedom Index covering the year 2021 by the journalists stood at 26.2 out of 100, the lowest since the survey began in 2013. Only about 20% of the journalists surveyed responded. The Hong Kong Journalists Association says Sun cited fears of possible retaliation by authorities. Many respondents said self-censorship was spreading in the media in flood-stricken Pakistan. Restoration work is now underway at an archaeological site damaged by record rainfall this summer. Mohenjo-Daro is considered one of the best-preserved settlements of the ancient Indus civilization. It is believed to date back 4,500 years and is designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The ruins suffered extensive damage in the heavy rain that has devastated Pakistan since June. Experts have identified about 200 locations that need repairs, including several collapsed brick walls. Local officials warn there could be more damage to the site if the rain starts again. The rain triggered widespread flooding across Pakistan, killing 1,600 people.